Texas becoming 11th state to call for a constitutional convention to limit federal government power. The 11 states would need to become 34 because that's the number needed to amend the Constitution. Doug McKelway is on that live in D.C. Doug, good morning to you. How would this work?
Well, Bill, the legislatures in at least 34 states would have to pass a resolution calling for a convention of the states. Those resolutions, called applications, would be delivered to Congress, which would then set a time and a place for a state's convention. As proponents see it, the convention would realign the balance of our system of government as the founders intended, and they say the time is ripe for that.
We have $144 trillion in debt and unfunded liabilities. For every taxpayer, that's $1 million. But for the millennials, it's $1.7 million they're going to have to come up with over the next 50 years. And so we're going down the path that every other republic has done in terms of fiscal irresponsibility that will eventually cause our country to unwind.
The time is also at hand, proponents say, because Republicans control both chambers in 32 different states. They also hold 33 governor's offices. 34 are needed before a convention can take place. Supporters believe our government is out of whack in 4 distinct ways. First, the debt crisis, which is saddling future generations with unmanageable spending. The regulatory crisis, which imposes too great a burden on businesses and slows growth. Lack of state sovereignty, caused by the federal government mandates and state grants. And the federal takeover of decision-making process, in effect, centralized power in Washington in a broad sense that has replaced the system of checks and balances required by the Constitution. Bill, as you said, the Texas legislature became the most recent to support a convention. Governor Greg Abbott has suggested that a convention of states agenda would include requiring Congress to balance its budget, allowing a 2/3 majority of the states to override a Supreme Court decision, restoring balance of power between the federal and state governments, and allowing a 2/3 majority of the states to override a federal law or regulation. 11 legislatures have voted for a convention of the states, so supporters still have a really long way to go before any of this would happen, Bill.
Got it. What do opponents say about it, Doug?
Well, the whole idea of restoring states' rights is a loaded idea to progressives who fear the meaning of states' rights as it was interpreted during the Civil War years and slavery era. They also fear a runaway convention in which the Constitution is upended. Proponents say there are numerous safeguards against that, foremost of which is that any amendment to the Constitution would have to be ratified by 38 states. That's a high bar that reflects the will of the American people.
Got it. Thank you, Doug. Thanks, Doug McKelway, on that story today in Washington.
Sign the petition at cosaction.com and get as many of your friends and family to do the same. With your full address, your state legislators will know that you really are their constituents in their district. Our success depends on you, so we're inviting you to be part of history. Let's invoke the constitutional solution that's as big as the problem.